Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome to the Joe Dorato Show with your host, Joe Dorato.
Any podcast that Joe is on, any room that Joe is in becomes the Joe Dorato Show.
Hell yeah.
And and this is
You
no
gotta respect
exception.
it.
Joey Hardball himself. Do a side-by-side comparison right now, everyone at home, of
That's
Joe when he came on before he moved to New York City, and now he's moved to New York City, and he was so excited to talk about it. He thinks he's changed so much.
Wait, no.
Yep.
This is all.
And he came in today and he said, "I bet you don't know what streaming service I'm watching."
Oh, I did say
and
that.
I go, Crunchyroll. Obviously, I can tell by the color of your hair. And you were like, "That is it. How'd you get it?" And I said, "Why don't you Crunchyroll over and die?"
You didn't say that.
No, I know. I thought about that on the car ride over here.
Why don't you Crunchyroll over and
What's
die?
Crunchyroll?
It's like a streaming
an
service
anime.
that's just for like anime stuff.
It's great.
Oh,
Yeah, so.
yeah.
You know the weirdest anime I've ever seen was called Zatch Bell. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Oh, I've
yeah.
watched that spell.
Do you
What?
You don't know Zatch Bell?
You don't know that.
You probably did see a couple
You
episodes
don't even know
of
what
it.
Samurai Jack is.
No.
Got to get back to the past.
Yeah.
Samurai Jack. I would say that Zatch Bell actually is the reason that I had to wear glasses. That I got glasses when I was in third grade. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because Zatch Bell was on Cartoon Network when we would get home, and as Matthew knows, our TV in the basement growing up, it was old, so it didn't have like a remote, so you'd have to get up and like manually change it. So when I was flipping through channels, I would stand up at the TV, you know, with my face right next to it, and like, do I want to watch this? And I'd end up standing, and that like I'd end up standing inches away from the TV screen for hours at a time because I just forget to go sit down. So that's why I had to get glasses.
That's a myth.
You were like the
That's
guy.
what
That's
happened.
not a myth. You're like the guy.
How do you know? Are you a fucking eye doctor, Joe?
Fucking
you ever-
optometrist to Joey.
Okay, I'll
Joey,
tell you a story.
fuck,
I'll
never
tell
mind.
you a story.
Come back to me. Come
If
back.
the
Have you
story
ever
doesn't
read
end with
Shel
you
Sil-
graduating
have you ever
from fucking eye
Have
doctor
you ever
school,
read
it doesn't
Shel
fucking matter.
Silverstein? Have you ever read Shel Silverstein?
I'm familiar with the Giving Tree.
No, well, yeah, but there's a poem that he did in one of his collections, and it was about this kid who would watch TV all day long, and that's all he would do. And he got really close to TV, and he did that for so long that he turned into a TV, and it's true. And that's what happened to Andrew.
So that's why people shit on Shel Silverstein so much. Because of dumb shit like
No,
that.
Shel Silverstein is a legend, and I don't think you could write anything as good as Shel Silverstein.
I bet you it'd be different.
Sorry,
It'd be
but I've been
different.
thinking about this all day. It's got to come out now. I can't hold
Okay.
it any longer. The last time that Joe was on the show, he worked on his stand-up routine for us.
Oh, that was. Oh, I
God.
forgot about that.
Joe. I mean,
I also take
air
that.
quotes stand-up routine. I don't even know.
That
Has
was
it?
a-
How has
it's-
it progressed
it's-
anymore
it's,
since then?
It's an Andrew and I bit, but no, I haven't. I have not workshopped it in real life. I
also-
only workshop it with Andrew.
I also hate that. Like, this could be a funny bit. You're just telling us something that happened to you. You're just telling a story. Like, that's not a bit. You're just.
Yeah, but
Oh,
you guys
man.
Like
laugh
that bit
about
he
it.
was doing earlier when he was going to drink that blue light.
Yeah, exactly. I was
And
gonna
and
say
now
it.
it's not a
Man, wouldn't
bit,
it be
baby.
wouldn't it be a great bit if I had a beer on the podcast?
Ooh, what am I doing? Oh, what am I?
Oh boy, Joey Hardball, he's pushed it to the limits.
This guy's fucking Italian.
Yeah, I watch hockey sometimes. Jack Eichel, what about him?
You're out of the loop. Bringing up Jack Eichel, I caramba.
No,
It's all
I
about
know.
Tage
Everyone. No, I know.
Thompson or whatever now.
Everyone's against. You know what's crazy? I never asked you this, and it is actually a serious question. I'm sorry to talk about hockey because I know you hate hockey.
No, I'm.
Oh, you're okay with hockey now?
Of course.
Okay, sick. How do you feel about the Jack Eichel? Because this is the thing. I have friends who are in one camp where they hate Jack Eichel now, and I have friends in other camps where they're like, I get it.
I also have something to bring up from like months and months ago. Actually, after this, remind me about that. I have something outdated to bring up after Joe goes. Sorry, hold on. Just let me.
This is the first time I've talked to Matt since
How
the
do I
last podcast.
feel about Jack? I mean, I personally don't. I personally am not a Jack Eichel fan, but I wasn't anti. I was happy that he left, but I wasn't anti-Jack Eichel until after he made his return to Buffalo when he made all those comments in his post-game press conference.
Okay, yeah.
I was kind of like just over the whole ordeal before he left. But I was never like – I never anticipated him getting treated the way that he got treated when he returned a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Until he came back the first time and ran his mouth, and then so that's what I would say. Emily, will you turn me up a little bit? Thank you.
Yeah. That's
what I got.
That was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
What do you got, Andy?
Spanish-American War. What are your
That's
thoughts?
what you were going to
What are your
bring
thoughts
up?
on
That's
that?
what you're gonna bring up?
No, I mean, I'm happy to go back to Zatch Bell, actually, because I never finished explaining what it was.
So you were making a joke there when you said I'm going to bring something up?
Oh, yeah, because that happened so long ago. I was
Yeah.
making fun of Joe for being irrelevant.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
No, I
that
know.
was more of a thing. I should have talked about that
How
with
do you
Matt
feel
afterwards.
about Harry Houdini?
No,
Thoughts?
that's not the same thing.
No, it's not. But it's still.
Sure.
It's a good question.
He was a good magician. He
Okay.
probably wasn't a great person, but good magician.
Why
Well,
do you say
everybody
that?
back then had a tough time. But
He was a bad guy?
I don't.
Harry
I
Houdini,
don't know.
bad guy?
I don't
Joe,
know.
think it's
I
just
just
a numbers game when you go to like people from the past.
yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
Chances are they're not too good.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but it's all
For my next
perspective.
trick,
But
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
light
beat
this
my
cross
wife.
on
Yeah.
fire.
it is
Oh.
really interesting how like all
Ah!
it is really
I went bad, you went worse.
it is really
Yeah,
interesting.
that's a little game we play. Zatch Bell. It was this show. So it was about. So here's the premise.
Let's hear it.
This alien race of puppets. Every 100 years, they all have to fight each other to decide who's going to be the new king of the alien puppets. But the only way they can fight each other is if they get a human companion to read like spells that propel the puppet to do different acts of violence. So it's crazy. So it's just this guy and his puppet going around running into other people with their puppets and fighting each other in like Pokemon-esque battles where the people have like spell books and be like, turn into a shadow or
Sounds
something.
like an anime.
And then yeah.
That's so funny.
What animes are you watching on there though, Joe?
Oh man, we're actually okay.
I mean, I'm curious.
We're out
I
of
don't
my
know.
what have I Chainsaw Man's the main one I'm watching right now. That's the one everyone's talking about. It's so good.
That's what I'm hearing in the streets is a lot of Chainsaw.
You keep your
Man.
ear low to the streets.
Yeah,
You know
I
what's
like to
going
keep
on.
my finger in a couple pies.
Anyone listening knows it's like the biggest thing since Attack on Titan, and that's like the most nerdy thing I've ever said. But it's true.
I guarantee you, everybody, this phone number's called me twice.
Do you have to take it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Continue.
Oh, okay. We'll just
We're
keep
still
going.
going.
man.
Let's do it.
So
I was
Joe-
curious what he was gonna say though. I guess so.
I'm glad that you're back. I'm glad that I get to see you for the holidays because typically I only get to yell at you over the phone, and I do appreciate that very much though. 'Cause
I get to yell back.
Oh, that's one of the things I appreciate the most because that's the thing is before we started recording, Emily said this was the most hostile episode of this podcast, and I'll tell you what, the truth is there's really only a couple people that I can be my true self with, and you're one of them. You're one of the only people that allows me to be as reckless and angry.
And awful.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I hate to say it, but the truth is absolutely awful. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Okay. But God, Joe, I'll tell you something that made me so angry that you did. And because it happened in New York City, and we didn't get to talk about it.
Oh, I think I know what this
Yeah,
is.
you know what it is.
Oh boy.
You had COVID,
Oh yeah, I know.
and I was like, Joe, go get yourself some Pedialyte and some vitamin D. That's what you got to do. And you go, I don't know if they have that at the bazaar down the street. And I'm like, yeah, no duh. Go to a fucking drugstore. And you're like, there's not really any drugstores by me. I don't know what to do. I'm like, go to a Dwayne Reed. They're everywhere. And you go, Dwayne Reed? What is that? Nobody knows what Dwayne Reed is in New York City. The one place where Dwayne Reeds are. And I go, Joe, do me a favor. Open up your Google Maps right now and type in Dwayne Reed. I guarantee that there's one around you. You go, no, there's only like the bazaar grocery store. Right? That's what you kept calling it. Don't laugh at that. That's your words. That's what. Those are your words.
Can I just give a little bit of context? This is 4 months into me being there, which is still
plenty of time.
A lot of time.
But
I just don't want people thinking I've been there for a year and I've never seen a Dwayne Reed, because now I've seen so many Dwayne Reeds.
Because now your eyes are open to them, and you notice them. But you open up your Google Maps, and there's a Dwayne Reed in the building next door to you.
It's 2 blocks, but yeah.
2 blocks. It's right there. It's right there.
I've walked by it plenty of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened on the plane today, though? I've been kind of avoiding having you tell me the whole story.
So
that you could tell it on the podcast. The new year is just around the corner, folks. That means it's a very busy time. It also means it's a time for a lot of resolutions. And my resolution is to get things out of my life that don't cause me happiness, okay? Things that make me angry or upset, you don't need them, forget about them. And you know what makes me more angry and more upset than anything? Go into the goddamn grocery store. That's why I don't put up with that shit. I use Instacart, because with Instacart you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour, okay? Take a little bit of that stress out of your life. The best part is right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do to get that deal is hit the link in this episode description. Start making things easier on yourself going into this new year and use Instacart today. If you're looking for a great way to support the show and to do something nice for yourself, you can go over and check out all the great stuff we've got at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Hoodies, t-shirts, all kinds of different stuff with the 2 in the Cooler logo. With pizza tipping, we still got those going. Matt Can't Read. All kinds of great products, not just apparel, but also a lot of really cool accessories, metal water bottles, bucket hats, slides, fanny packs, all kinds of super nice stuff, pint glasses as well, and merch not just for this show, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin' and for Quested, the 2 other podcasts that we produce right here. So if you want to do something nice for yourself and help us out a little, again, you can check it all out at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. The link is going to be in this episode description and in our Instagram bio, so check it out. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', email snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching tens of thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond, okay? Because podcasting, it's such an effective form of advertising. One of the big reasons for that is these host-read ads, right? So the host of the podcast is reading these ads. It's different from, like, the news or a late-night talk show or something where you have the host talking, then it cuts away to these commercials. But the reason for sure podcast advertising is so effective is because it's starting to attract these big companies like McDonald's and State Farm and stuff. These are companies that advertise on the Super Bowl. These are some of the biggest companies in the world. I mean, McDonald's, everybody knows McDonald's. It's across the entire planet. It's crazy. And it's cool to see them move away from, traditional advertising kind of into something newer, something more effective. But it just hasn't left a lot of room for smaller local businesses to get in on the action. But that's why we're here. So if you're interested in learning more about all the benefits to podcast advertising, why these large companies are trying to get a piece of the pie, again, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com.
So I flew in, and the flight from JFK, and it's like people are like, oh, you have to fly like that close or whatever, and it's like a 12-hour. It's like a 6.5 hour drive, which like equals out to like a whole day of like time off. So it's like, I don't know, I don't want to like have a whole day of travel when I like don't really visit here that often. So doing flights, it just makes it way easier to get here and have a whole day. Anyways, so I did the flight, and the flight is only an hour long, but hour and a half with like boarding and all that.
Move the mic a little closer to you.
Okay.
Or move in even.
Is this okay?
Yeah.
We're good? Cool.
We'll allow that.
So yeah, anyways, it's not that long of a flight. I get to the airport, and I'm in this TSA line, and I didn't tell you about this part, so this will be good backstory. I was in the TSA line, and right when I get there, there's chaos. Everyone's traveling for the holidays. I'm glad I got there super early, because I probably would
Now,
have been
this
late.
is part of his stand-up routine. You ever go to the airport at the holidays? Sorry.
And and when I was walking through the line, there was this couple that I walked by, and they had these 2 Pomeranian dogs, and this one girl is yelling at this TSA employee. I don't know what about. I kind of just walk by it, and I just hear her go, I'm disabled. I'm disabled. This is you could get in trouble for this. I'm just letting you know, I'm disabled.
I'm about to go live on Instagram, and my 42 followers are gonna chew your ass out.
It was something like that, and I was like, that was crazy, and I was like, well, good thing that's over with.
Never have to see them again.
Yeah. So then I get to my flight, and we board, and I don't usually do. Yeah. So we board, and I get on the flight, and it's a full flight, supposed to be, and I get the middle seat, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I'm like, it's only an hour flight. And then doors close. My window seat next to me is the only seat on the plane that's open. And I was like, wow, this is my lucky day. Little did I know the rude awakening that was about to happen. I move into the empty seat, and we're about to take off, and the wheel breaks. Basically the wheel it overheats. I guess there's one of the wheels overheats, and the captain gets on the thing, and he's like, we gotta go back to the gate. We gotta find a gate. We gotta fix the wheel. It's probably to be an hour. We're like, okay, whatever, that sucks. So we're on the plane for an hour just waiting. It ended up being another hour because we had to wait for a gate, and not only wait for a gate, we had to find time within all these other planes to fit in the schedule again. And long story short, it took us 3 hours to get out of the airport.
Wow.
We were on the plane for about 3 hours before
Sitting on the plane?
Yeah, before
Holy shit,
so we boarded at 6 a.m. and we were supposed to leave at 6:30, and we didn't leave until 9. So it was crazy. Anyways, I was asleep most of the time. During the flight, so that was bad enough. During the flight, I realize the person that I walked by at TSA is in the first class area with their dogs.
Oh no.
And the reason I realize is I hear her say something like, "Can you stop looking over here?" or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Wow.
And I guess this lady was mad because this guy was really tall, so he was he was behind them, and he was over the seat. He was just naturally tall, so he could see over the seat, and she was getting mad because she thought it was riling up the dogs, and the dogs weren't making any sound. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Anyways, so they were arguing back and forth. The the flight attendant has to get in, and then she starts yelling at the flight attendant, and the flight attendant goes away crying. I'm not getting all the story at this point because they're not yelling.
There's a crying flight attendant.
Yeah.
Tears.
Never a good sign.
Yeah. I saw that. They walked by me, and I was like, oh my God. But I couldn't hear the argument. It wasn't a loud argument. I could just hear oh, something's going on. That's not great. And then
I set my dogs on you. I set my dogs on you.
So I was even confused what was going on. There was people talking what's going on? Whatever. We're almost landed, and this dude gets up to go to the bathroom.
The tall guy?
No.
Oh,
the
different
dude who's the partner of the
dog woman.
yes.
The undercover flight. What's the
Air Marshal.
Air Marshal. Yeah,
Liam
keep
Neeson.
So he gets up to go to the bathroom, and then someone says hey, the seat, we're about to land, you gotta wait. And then he just ignores them and goes right by.
Classic.
And just goes to the bathroom, and then he comes back, and then someone I think the tall guy says something hey, you're show some respect. You're not supposed to do that. And he goes, what'd you and then he yells, like, immediately, like, 0 to fucking 100. What'd you fucking say to me? What'd you say to me? He goes, and then he goes, my wife is disabled. And I was like, no fucking way. I was like, no way this is real. This is not a real thing that's fucking happening right now. Like, I swear to fucking God he said that. And I was like, what? What is it? And then he starts freaking out. And then the dude starts yelling back at him. He goes, you shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. And then the flight attendant gets in between them. And then he goes at him. And he, like, throws a punch.
Which guy? Dog guy?
Dog guy.
Okay.
Because the one dude's just sitting there.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck? And then he goes to swing at him, and the fucking flight attendant, like, stops him. And, like, no one gets hit, it looks. But it was, like, stupid. He goes, you don't tell me what to do. Blah, blah. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I've been through. All this stuff. And I'm
My
like,
wife's disabled. My wife's disabled.
I was like, what?
She's got 2 dogs. I sent the dog on you. I sent my disabled wife on you.
I was like, what is happening? In my head, I was like, how funny would it be if the dude was just like, who asked? Like, be the
Just
funniest.
iced them like that. That'd be
Oh
cool.
my God. But anyways, so they rile down, we land.
Riled down. I've never heard somebody say that.
They riled down.
Riled down back there. You got him all riled down.
So they calm down, whatever.
It's a Seinfeld joke. You rile him up, you got riled down.
So they fucking whatever, they're done. And then everyone on the flight's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that was weird. And then someone was like, this is going to be on TikTok. And I was like, oh my God. Anyways, so we land. The pilot gets on the thing. He goes, hey, no one get up.
Yeah, they're bringing out.
Oh, yeah, cops are coming.
No one
pulling up.
Yeah,
Yep.
no one get up. There's going to be people coming on the plane to take people off the plane, if you know what I mean. It was like something like that. I don't know. It was
The pilot's like, you know what I mean. Yeah.
We know what's going on.
He was like, we have a situation.
We got to rile them down, boys.
And then
prepare to rile down. Prepare to rile down them honkies.
Prepare to rile down.
we're about to rile down now. So he
You are now free to rile down.
yeah, so
Last one.
he so and before the guy, this is classic move from this dude. Before
Dog
the
guy or other guy?
Dog guy.
Oh, you know it's dog. You know
Classic,
it's dog guy.
classic move from dog. And the wife hasn't said anything this whole time.
Well, she's disabled.
Yeah.
Like
She's tired.
From being disabled.
Dude,
Yeah.
it was so weird. But anyways, so before the security detail can even get on, he gets up, he gets all his bags, he's getting ready to go. And like he knows. He fucking knows. He's just like he's like, okay, I'm just gonna like get
They're coming to rile me down any second.
Yeah.
So he's like already ahead of him, and I think he's trying to like get out of whatever's going on because he's talking to the flight attendants before the security gets on.
Yeah.
And he has his bags
that's
and
bad
everything. He goes,
news.
guys. He's like talking to them. I can't hear what they're saying. He's talking low. And then he gets taken off the plane. And then the wife gets taken off the plane. But she's like
Disabled.
She had to
She-
get off the plane first. Yeah.
She didn't get.
That was her normal schedule.
Yeah.
She was getting off that plane first anyways.
Yeah. She didn't get. So she didn't get. She didn't get like escorted off. She got off with like everyone else. Like, because I think like she didn't really do anything other than like
Be
be
disabled.
annoying at that one part.
Yeah.
Like to that one dude, she was just like, "What are you looking at?" or whatever. But anyways, so they get off, and I get off the plane at this point, and I'm like, "Oh, I wonder like what happened." And I didn't have to guess very much longer because I get off the plane, and they're like right at the gate, and I'm walking by them, and I just hear this. I hear this lady trying to like explain, like
Dog lady?
dog lady
Okay.
is trying to explain,
Officer,
like
first of
this
all,
guy
I'm
was really
disabled.
I'm disabled.
this.
So
she did-
you
she
could get in
definitely-
trouble
This
for
guy
this.
was really tall, and I'm disabled. and my husband had to piss.
No,
Like-
but that's actually like what I heard. It was so this guy was like really tall and he was sitting behind us, and like he just kept like looking at my dogs, and it was like something like that.
fuck.
And she had like nice looking dogs, like they're like they were like fancy.
It's
little,
not a cheap dog.
They're like they looked like purebred like Pomeranians, like they looked
And
like.
you've
expensive.
always had an eye for dog breeds, so
No,
you
I
know.
no, okay. I don't say it like that. but,
Okay.
But anyway, so
Going on down at that bazaar.
so she basically said exactly what Matt was saying, and then
What's going on at that bazaar?
no, the thing before with the
Really
this guy was
tall,
really
my
tall.
husband
I'm
is.
disabled. I'm disabled. All that.
And I
like,
say to this guy, I'm gonna set the dogs on you.
and I understand like this sounds like crazy, and it sounds like I'm like hyperbole, but I swear to God, like this is like what I heard this morning. Like I'm too tired to make that shit up. And then
Well, you had a long day of sleeping while you traveled.
but what was I gonna say? The last part. Oh, and dog guy, he's pacing. He's pacing back and forth while she's trying to talk to
was
this
on
dude.
edge.
He's on parole.
And then he's trying to rile himself down. And
I
then,
did my nickel. I'm not going back.
And then the dude talks, the guy that they're talking to. He finally says something. And this is all in this very short span of me walking by them.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, I hear what you're saying. I got you. But you're not going to be able to fly JetBlue again. Like, you're banned.
Whoa.
You're like, it's not happening. Like, this can't happen. Like,
That's
you
crazy.
can't do this."
Yeah.
And then this dude was like revving up the motor when he was fucking going back and forth.
Oh, so he's shadow boxing over there, like he's,
yeah.
Okay, he's about
right
to walk
when
out
he
on
hears
stage.
that, he like walks away and he goes, "Oh, all right. Fuck JetBlue. Fuck JetBlue. Hey everyone. Fuck JetBlue." And he just starts walking through the terminal, just screaming, "Fuck JetBlue!" And
Well, a bunch of people start behind him, like,
and then
guy in a sweatshirt.
and the lady, I don't even like. I'm kind of far gone.
Now the dogs are going.
Now the dogs are barking.
The dogs are barking.
The dogs
and
can fly JetBlue anytime.
and the lady's like, I don't know what the lady's saying or anything, like, because I'm too far away at that point. But this guy's screaming "fuck JetBlue" at the top of his lungs, and then he's like laughing like a crazy person. And then he fucking goes back and he goes, "You know what? You know fucking what? We're gonna have this flight for free too. You're gonna give us a full fucking refund, buddy, if we can." And it was crazy. And then by that point I was on the escalator down to baggage claim, and I was like, wow.
That guy is nuts. That's crazy.
I think he did, like, I do think, like, there was something going on there. Like, cause
Well, his
he,
wife is disabled.
Well, his wife's disabled. So
And
His words, not ours. Her
That's-
words.
that's the
their
thing, like,
words.
That's the thing. It's like, I'm not, like, there's no one denying, like, any of that. It's just
Yeah,
like,
like, why-
the way-
why
I'm
bring
gonna
that
say
up?
right now, if that guy for whatever reason is listening to that show, we're laying down a class action lawsuit against JetBlue for disrespecting your disabled wife.
This is not gonna stand.
We're taking down JetBlue. Everyone, come on now.
I can't believe it's just like I've never seen that happen in real life where like someone like takes something like that is not relevant in this instance. Like in this instance, it is not relevant.
Lucky Mark Wahlberg wasn't on that plane.
Would have stopped 9/11. I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
He rescinded that statement, but
He didn't. Did he?
yeah, he definitely would have beat the shit out of that disabled woman. That's for sure.
100%. She would have been.
Oh, you want to fucking swing at me?
She would have not have moved a
I'll
muscle.
shove a burger up your ass.
You have fucking Wahlburgers? I'll fucking take you down to my restaurant, Wahlburgers.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna treat you to a nice meal.
You want a free flight? I'll give you a free flight down to Wahlburgers.
These hands.
These hands.
Oh, you meant flight like airplane.
You ever seen Pain and Gain? I'm
Oh my
fucking big.
Good.
I actually, dude,
Good movie. Good movie. I
don't
like that movie.
I know. I don't like that movie.
You don't like that movie?
I saw it at a bad time. Like I saw it at a time where I just like didn't understand.
Pain and Gain.
Yeah, I was watching it on
Towers.
September 1st. Yeah.
He's got dual monitors going.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Anthony Mackie
Is
can't
this-
get his dick
is
hard.
Is this a part of this?
That is a part of
the
Anthony
movie?
Mackie.
Is this
You know what? I really, really like that movie. But when I think back to like individual parts of it, like there's a part where Anthony Mackie is
Because he's
trying
doing
to,
too much drugs,
he's doing
right?
too many steroids, and
Yeah.
he's trying to jerk off, looking at like a woman on a jar of salsa, like on a salsa label, and he's just got his hand in his shorts.
Yeah, vigorously
It's like-
masturbating.
Which
yeah.
first of
And
all,
it's like a
if,
sad moment. It's
if
like
that
really
if
weird.
it was that easy to if it was that easy beforehand, that's crazy. Like a
Hey, she
fucking
was looking
salsa
good.
jar lady.
She was looking good.
That's crazy.
You never thought about Mrs. Butterworth that way?
No.
Who's the sexiest? Who's the sexiest food mascot? Now, Grimace got them cheeks. We know Grimace is thick.
Probably like
Count
some
Chocula.
Hispanic, like, yeah, I mean, probably a salsa jar lady.
I think Count
Probably so.
Chocula.
You think Count Chocula is sexy? That's crazy.
I don't know,
The
man.
fucking Boo-Berry guy is sexier
No!
than Count Chocula. No, because Boo-Berry's kind of like the Frank Sinatra of the monster cereal
He
world.
is.
I've said
Yeah,
that forever.
Some people call him Booberry.
What did I say?
You said Booberry.
Yeah,
That's what he
Boo-Berry.
said.
I called him Boobberry.
Oh, because he's got them fangs.
That's the sound Joe makes when he sees boobs.
Yoing, 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 yoing. That God,
You know what? It's none. Never mind.
that is like that is a stereotype type of scene that I hated in like early 2000s, late 90s movies. Like
Oh,
American
really?
Pie is all like
Oh.
guys see boobs and then they go like they,
Yeah.
I
That's dumb.
hate that.
But
That
like.
is- that's so stupid.
So the reason why I was like, "Oh, really?" when you said that was because immediately I thought of The Mask, where he does that in The Mask, but it's like kind of like
because that character's so
yeah,
exaggerated.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
so
just
that might be
every
the one
character
place it
Jim
works.
Carrey's ever played.
Yeah,
That's true. Jim Carrey invented the.
dude,
Yeah.
I fucking love Jim Carrey.
That's
Dude.
pretty cool.
Well, we could talk some Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Oh
for
my
sure.
god, amazing movie.
That's
Bruce
good.
Almighty too.
Yeah.
A lot
Bruce
of his
Almighty,
movies,
good
man.
movie. Yeah.
Yes, man.
Yes, man. That's an underrated one.
Sleeper.
You know which one I
so
never
definitely
saw and I
Sleeper.
heard was pretty good?
I wish you
Cable.
could step up from that ledge,
Cable
my
Guy?
friend.
Cable
he
Guy.
sings that song
In Yes
Yes
Man.
Man.
Yeah,
Full circle.
We
that's
could
great.
cut ties
He's been
with all
bringing
the
up
lies.
this song like constantly for the past
Yeah, 'cause
couple of
it's
weeks.
Fred Durst's greatest hit.
Fred Thurston.
Fred
Fred
Durst.
Thurston sang this.
That depends on who you ask.
I'm sure we could. Maybe we could find a video of Fred Durst
We
singing
could
it.
cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in.
That's another thing about the '90s. Is like, man,
I
it
feel
would have been
like a
so.
woman.
Now, hey,
I feel like some
Going out
Christmas.
tonight. We're feeling all right. We're gonna let it all hang out. Which that line right there. What an all-timer.
Talking about some blueberries. Man.
What were you going to say about the 90s?
Oh, because all male singers sounded exactly the same. They all had that same voice, and like, man, you could have made so much money at that time so easily because that's all you had to do was sing like that. And it's not
Where
hard
are
to sing.
you?
Yeah.
and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's not hard to sing like that.
Could not
No offense to
sleep.
those guys.
Tonight, dream
Tonight. Something like that.
Yeah, tonight.
Tonight.
I saw you tonight.
Oh my god.
And for the first time,
There are
I felt all right.
I will
Write that
say, and
down.
as a fan of that era of music, honestly,
Well,
Yeah.
tell me something I don't know.
This is an audio platform, unfortunately.
As
you
Watching
look
on
like you're
YouTube.
about to walk on stage to play bass for Blink 182.
I'll take that. I what? I'm fashionable. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. You got it.
But I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, most of those songs are pretty bad, but there's some sleepers in there. That
Oh
I
no, there's
like.
some. Hey, there's
there's
a
some
lot of really
all-timers.
good songs.
There
I
are some
think
all timers.
in there.
But anyway.
Hey,
Hey.
Shania Twain doing her thing.
Canadian.
We're going up
That's
tonight.
Celine Dion. Celine Dion is Canadian.
My heart will go on.
Shania Twain's Canadian too.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Dude.
she's coming to Buffalo.
She's literally
Shania Twain's
Canadian,
Canadian?
and then
She's
she like
literally
voted
Canadian.
for. The only
She's
reason I
Canadian
know,
as fuck.
the only reason I know Shania Twain is Canadian is because there was a whole thing where she was like, if I had the right to vote in America, I would have voted for Trump.
No, that's just.
And everyone was like, "Fuck, that's crazy." that you
Everybody
said
was
that.
like,
Ooh. And then I guess she took that back after that. But anyway.
oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I still want to pay. I still want to do
Yep.
my shows.
Yeah.
She's from Windsor.
Really?
Yep, just north of Detroit.
All right.
I
And
heard
not
a
Detroit,
rumor.
but Michigan, somewhere,
Yeah.
maybe.
I
don't
heard
know.
a rumor.
Could
This
be
could be
Detroit.
very false. I heard a rumor. You know when you go to Lewiston where the silo is?
Yeah.
I heard right across the water there, one of the like crazy houses is her place. I think that's not true, but it could be. That's like a dream I like to think of, like Shania Twain's right over there maybe.
It's interesting.
Like
rumors
one of
like
her
that are
houses,
still
not her
around.
main house.
Sure.
She has a lot of money.
On the Twain estate.
Yeah. It would be a weird place for her to live because she's from Windsor. You'd think it would be there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a vacation home. I don't know. Anyway. Who would win of the week? Shania Twain versus Martina McBride.
This is almost. I just thought of this, but this is almost like a small Film Juice reunion because Emily worked on Film
Did
Juice.
you know that's
I don't know if
why-
you remember that. Most people weren't. Joe told pretty much everyone not to look him in the eye who was on the crew of that
Yeah.
show. So I don't know if he recognized Emily at first. but-
Yeah.
That's why
I stole
asked-
Emily's desk today for that reason. His power move, you know.
That is
Bringing
why.
it back.
Glad you brought this up. That is why I asked you guys if you'd seen Avatar yet, because there's nothing I wanted more. When we were, before we started recording, and I was naming off some of the greatest TV shows to ever exist. The first being The Mentalist.
Yeah, and the first and the last. That's the only show you named.
No, I talked about Bones. I talked about Castle.
You barely talked about Bones.
Yeah, that's true. I brushed over Bones. And Joe's like, I don't like The Mentalist.
No,
And-
no, I didn't say
No,
that.
that-
No,
what
that's
you said.
exact. You
Oh.
actually might have said I hate The Mentalist.
Yeah, I think he did say.
Yeah.
I hate the
Maybe I
Mentalist.
did.
And that is why I said,
Yo.
have either of you seen
Red Joe. You're Red Joe. You're sorry.
Cool.
that is
That was-
Red John. Joe's
that's
Red
one of your,
John.
wow, that's a good one.
that is
My
why
wife is disabled.
that is why I brought that up, because I wanted to hear what horrendous take Joe would have about the new Avatar.
I don't think I'd have a bad take about it.
We
I'm
were
looking forward to watching it.
Talking a little movies though
What?
out there. We were talking about DC stuff
Yeah, but
since James Gunn took over.
Yeah, that's not as
Everything's
fun.
going
I like
crazy.
when there's movies, I like when you guys would do throwbacks and Joe
Yeah.
would have an outlandish take.
there was one we did disagree on, and I can't remember. It was
Pretty
recent.
much
We were
every
talking-
movie ever.
I don't
No,
know.
we didn't. We actually, I think we agreed way more than we disagreed.
Yeah,
on
I'd
Film
say
Juice.
that's
Maybe
probably
I
true.
just fast forwarded the parts that weren't arguments.
like the main two that we will forever disagree on. Oh,
Lawrence
for
of
all
Arabia.
Time. No, I love that movie. The main two we will never agree on for the rest of our lives. Scott Pilgrim and Children of Men.
Yeah.
Specifically, Children of Men, because Scott Pilgrim I can kind of see. Children of Men I will never
you don't like that
understand.
movie?
I think it stinks. I think it's terrible.
I will never understand like.
I don't understand
I don't-
why
how
that
many
movie's
juice boxes
popular.
did you
I
rate
don't
that
know
movie?
Oh, I
why.
think it's a perfect movie. I think it's.
You think it's a perfect movie?
I think I gave it a 10.
I've
flawless?
never seen it.
It's
It's
the
terrible.
I thought
movie,
it only went up to 5 juice
it's
boxes.
No,
No, it was
it's
a 10 scale.
Oh.
It's fun fact, and I told Andrew this before. It's like one of the big movies that made me like want to be a filmmaker. Like that was one of them. And I think
How's that going?
And damn,
Damn, that was cold.
damn.
Also, I would say not terrible.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm making moves.
You're living in the
Making
city.
Labatt Blue.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
bit.
back.
Good
oh,
bit.
can I say something really quick? I gotta settle something right now.
You can absolutely say something. I'm sure it
Floor
won't
is
be
yours.
quick.
How do you guys feel about Miller High Life?
I don't like
Better
it.
than Miller Lite.
I disagree.
The champagne of beers.
I think Miller High Life's gross.
Miller Lite tastes like
yeah.
pennies.
No, but Miller High Life.
No, I know. I drink it before I drank a Miller Lite.
Okay. Would you take a Miller High Life over a blue light.
No, that not even if I was Stevie Wonder and couldn't see. Not even if I was that disabled woman with the cord.
See, that's crazy. I love Miller High Life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think the reason why is because in New York City,
because it's the champagne of beers.
Boy,
it is the
in
champagne
New
of
York
beers.
City.
But in New York City, like, drinks are so expensive that honestly the best deal that you can find at most bars is the beer and the shot. And when you do beer and a shot, it's always like Miller High Life. And I'm just like,
What's a
Miller
beer and a shot?
High Life.
You get a beer and a shot.
You get a beer and a
You don't
shot
get
for
to
like
choose your own beer though.
No, it's usually like Miller High Life or like Bud Light, and I'd always pick Miller High Life over a Bud Light any day.
I didn't know beer and a shot was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
a
just
deal?
like it's like a bundle. It's like a Black Friday.
Really?
It's good though. But that's I think that's the main reason why I think I've like tricked my brain, because now I talk to anyone and I go, I like request Miller High Life sometimes now when I'm like, I don't know, when I just want a cheap beer. And
Champagne
everyone's like, you're fucking crazy.
The city's
But-
changed you, man. That's all I got
but
to
I
say.
think PBR is like way worse, man. I don't
PBR
know.
is significantly worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can agree on
I don't
that.
remember how those two taste in comparison
Like
to each other.
I would probably drink a PBR before I drank a Miller High Life, but PBR is
Yeah, I probably
worse than
would.
Miller High
Wait,
Life.
what the fuck?
But just based off of principle, I'm not drinking a Miller High Life.
Boy, Heenan's PBR pitchers,
I like Modelo too.
we'd take just
PBR
everybody.
tastes like blueberries.
Everybody gets a couple, and then
No, PBR tastes like bread.
tastes like blueberries.
tastes like
I'm
bread.
telling you right
I
now.
wish it tasted like blueberries.
It tastes like
That
blueberries.
sounds familiar.
Not good blueberries, but blueberries.
Sure, rank
like
ass
the rotten,
blueberries.
the
But
rotten.
Miller High
blueberries.
Life just tastes like some swamp.
Yeah, it tastes gross.
Damn.
And Miller Lite tastes like
I've never even had Miller Lite. I
somebody
think.
pissed in the swamp.
So I can't.
Swamp piss.
Swamp
A little bit of swamp piss. You want some swamp piss?
They call me swamp piss.
So me and the fella sat around. We cracked open a couple cans of swamp piss.
That was
start
that was too accurate. I've met some guys like that.
You ever watch Tulsa King, Joe?
Oh my
Wait,
God.
with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah!
Oh,
I
I
didn't
can't
watch
believe you
it.
know
fuck
it.
you.
But I've seen so many awful ads on the subway for it, and it's just Sylvester Stallone with a fucking cigar,
Fat stogie.
and he's burning a $100 bill with the cigar, and he has oil like things behind him, and it's like, gotta bring the king. He wanted to become the king of Tulsa. It's like, what?
You come for the king, you best not miss.
It's like something
He says
dumb
stuff
like that.
all the time.
I'm like Sylvester, buddy.
He says often, like one of his like go-to like, again, and he says it in different ways, but usually when somebody tells him to do something, his response is, "When I make my move, you won't see it coming." That's like, and he says it in different ways, but he always says the same thing.
He always says.
He says that in
Like
like
if somebody says like you made the wrong move, if I was making my move, you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't have seen it coming. Yeah,
he says the
pretty
same.
much once an episode.
Tulsa King, you and your goddamn moves.
I never saw it coming.
He says the same lines in like every movie he does or every show he does. now.
Adrian, I'm the Tulsa King. No,
Then
he
when
does.
I make a move, they ain't seeing him coming.
Apollo.
It's like he in the most recent episode he buys a horse. There's this horse.
When I buy a horse, you won't see it coming.
Yeah. He buys this like old ass
so
fucking
old
horse
now.
that roams around Tulsa because
Okay.
it just like escapes all the time.
Okay.
But like the town's just cool with it.
And
They're
only
like,
he
yeah.
can tame it. God, me and this horse are the same.
Well, yeah. I mean, the horse is definitely a metaphor because he like the first episode when he sees the horse for the first time, he's like,
huh. I think I know that.
he like
horse.
points at it. He points at like a homeless lady. and
Have
he's
I
like,
seen you before?
Hey,
Let's
what's
see.
the deal with that horse? Oh, that horse.
No.
That horse.
Old Blackfoot.
That's literally like
Old
how-
horsey?
No one can tame old
That's
Blackfoot.
pretty much how it goes. He asks
Yeah.
the homeless
Of
lady,
course it
and
did.
she gives him like that exact story, and he goes, "Thank you," and tries to hand her $100 bill, and she goes, "I don't want your dirty money," and walks away.
Yo, badass.
And yeah, so eventually, a couple episodes in, he finds out that they're gonna put the horse down because it's so old, and it just gets out every day, and so obviously he buys the horse. Yeah,
And
it's
then-
a metaphor because they
And
want
then he
because they're
puts it
trying
down
to put down the
himself.
Tulsa King. Yeah. And he reconnected with his daughter.
It reminded me of the
What?
Yellowstone.
Yeah, he reconnected.
Is it only
daughter.
like 4 episodes in?
5.
It
maybe now?
reminded me of the Yellowstone ads I saw
Yeah.
too. They were bringing that back.
How many
I saw-
episodes of the National Treasure TV show have you watched so
Oh,
far?
I knew you were gonna bring that up. There's none.
Did you watch the new one yet?
No.
Neither have
I thought you said you didn't. Are you caught up now?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're 2 behind.
Yeah.
Fucking loser.
I'll
Joe's
watch
3 behind. That's why I don't
Fake
talk to
fan.
I'll
Joe.
watch him.
That's why.
Anybody who's still 3 hasn't even started it yet. Isn't
Do you
in my,
like it?
You're late.
They're not in my
Can I
Rolodex.
hear if you like it?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, he actually likes it.
Man, the National Treasure song, just getting to hear the song is so
Oh.
great.
And they changed it a little bit, but they play it a lot in the show, like very faintly.
yeah, it's the
Like, just in
legacy
the
version.
background.
Nick
It's the
Cage
legacy
isn't in it,
version.
right?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He's probably gonna make
And
a
actually,
cameo at the end.
I don't
Sandusky's
think
only
so.
in
You don't
it.
think so?
Sandusky's only in it for like 5 minutes.
Couple
Isn't it
minutes.
kids? Like, yeah.
It's like teens.
I knew
or
they
like
were gonna
young
do
adults,
that.
I guess.
I
They
think
have
they're
their
in
own
college.
apartment. Yeah.
Or they. Yeah, because the one kid goes to class a lot.
Dude,
Right, and that's a college
I'll never
thing.
forget the last.
He's the only Asian kid on the show, and he's the only one that I've ever seen go to class.
That's fucked up.
I'll
Yeah,
never
racist.
forget the-
racist ass show.
I'll never forget the first time I rewatched that movie like a year ago, and I was like, "Damn, Nicolas Cage's character hates women in this movie."
What are you
like,
talking about?
well, there's that whole scene where he literally is like, the one girl is like trying to like talk to him and tell him something, and he goes, "Shut up, shut up, shut up."
That's because
shut
he's in the
up."
process of kidnapping her and stealing the operation of the.
But it's just like
He's under a lot of
He
stress. in
does
that
have
moment.
a lot on his mind
just
when he's
like-
kidnapping that woman.
it was just like, whoa, that was crazy.
I mean, it is aggressive. You are right about that.
It's like,
but,
damn.
Well,
but it's been a heck of a night.
Yeah,
it's been a
true.
heck. He
It has
used the
been a heck of a
Declaration of
night.
Independence
Yeah.
as a bulletproof shield.
He has to get a lemon.
well, the thing
They
is,
gotta find lemon. It's
gotta
like
find
midnight.
lemons.
The
Where do you
thing is-
find lemons at
Lemons at
midnight?
midnight.
No.
the thing is,
I mean, he's a
is
treasure
The
hunter.
reason that he has problems with women is because he's always too quick to assume. That's why they break
That's
up.
his
It's his
fatal.
fatal
That's his fatal
flaw.
flaw. That's a hero's fatal
Yeah,
flaw.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
making a
But if
Percy
you
Jackson
assume-
show on.
But
Disney.
if you
a
assume
real-
correct,
yeah, it's a
doesn't
real
that make him
character
right
study.
though? That's the debate.
That's the dangerous game. That's a
Yeah.
dangerous game that you play. You know, that's what
So,
happens.
It's tough. It's tough. You just rewatched that movie for the first time a year ago. I've watched that movie
No,
4
it
times
was-
in the past 8 days.
It was probably like 3 years ago because
Legitimately.
We watched it when Matthew was a guest
Yeah,
on Film Juice.
yeah.
which
It was
yeah,
that was
about
probably
that
the
long
last
ago.
time.
I was a guest on Film Juice.
Yes.
Oh, during COVID.
Yeah.
Once during COVID.
During online
Oh,
Film
twice
Juice.
during COVID.
No,
Because
just
we
the
did
one time.
both. We did Book of Secret. Oh, did we do a 2
No, I
in
never
1?
came back.
Mm-mm.
I never.
I-
I said the only time I would come back on Film Juice is when the 3rd movie came out.
Oh, and I don't think we did the.
But in
sec-
theory, the TV show came
well,
out.
we
now.
were
gonna
do
do the second
movie.
one,
I
but
just think it didn't work out.
yeah.
That'll happen. I gotta move this way.
Thanks. Going
We're
out
gonna do it,
tonight.
Joe.
Going.
Should we do the Who Would Win of the Week? Yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
should.
we can do it. The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Mushu, the little dragon from Mulan, versus the Geico Gecko. 2 reptilian figures
Does he have a
of
name?
note. I don't think he does. It'd be a good thing to Google. But as
Trivia
far as I know, I
question
don't
for you:
know.
how many people have been the voice of the Geico Gecko?
Oh,
3? Just 1?
2.
4? T? 40?
I would say 2.
I'm gonna say just 1.
Final answer.
How
I think
many?
You're trying to psych me
I
out.
believe 6.
6.
Yeah.
Well, they all do a
That's a
pretty good
lot.
job.
I guess it's an easy voice. Like, it's a stereotypical voice, so it's not.
Well, it's
like,
just like an Australian accent. And I don't know.
Oi, Geico. I can't do it.
That was brutal.
That
That was oh, Peaky Blinders.
Oi,
Geico.
You're the Peaky fucking Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
The Peaky
Oh,
fucking
the Peaky Blinders
His
face
name's
their
Martin.
Martin the
Martin
Gecko.
Scorsese.
The Peaky Blinders face their most dangerous
The
challenge
Peaky
yet.
Blinders
Five.
aren't
Bundle
even
of
Yo,
Auto
how
Australian.
about me being
insurance.
right? It is 6.
That is pretty good.
Wow,
that
that
your
is
Geico
good.
knowledge is pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, like Mulan is like an adventure movie, right? And Mushu, he's that guy is all about energy, right? Like he's super energetic guy. He's always moving around. But I'm taking the Geico Gecko, and I'll tell you why. Because Mushu, he's wily. Hold on, he's wily, but
When?
he is kind of a failure. Like, the ancestors don't even believe in him to go after Mulan. And then when they do, they're like, Mushu, your one job is to protect Mulan. Next thing you know, she's face to face with the leader of the Huns. Mushu fails in that regard. And everything works out, but because Mulan can handle her shit, not because Mushu helps her. The Geico Gecko, I know we don't see him do a lot of stuff. You know, we only see him trying to bring insurance to people, but think about this. Geico has had so many commercial campaigns since we've even been little. Think about how many commercial campaigns they've had. The Hump Day camel, the pig screaming out the window going, "We." There was that stack of money with the eyeballs, the cavemen very famously. There was also that guy. There were people playing guitars for a second. There was a guy who was like, "You think Geico can bundle your home?"
He was trying to do the Twilight Zone guy thing.
Yeah, exactly. They've had countless mascots for Geico. Only one has stuck around. The Geico Gecko.
Yeah, and the cavemen had their own TV show.
Cavemen had their own for a second. It completely flopped.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Because it was a bad move. Because the cavemen weren't smart enough. The Gecko
if he had his own
knows
TV
what to
show,
do.
it wouldn't work.
And the Gecko's at the top. The Gecko is the Tulsa King of advertising.
Can I tell you something right now? Mushu's a fucking magic dragon.
Yeah.
How is he really magic, though?
Because he's
What
a
do you mean?
fucking
He's
dragon.
He's an ancestral spirit.
Yes, but what powers does he actually have?
He's
being
a
a
dragon.
That's not a power.
flying?
That's not a power. He can't fly. Doesn't have wings.
He does fly.
No, he doesn't. Mushu flies.
He doesn't walk.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He floats.
He
No,
floats.
he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
You know that's wrong.
Yes, he
Don't
does.
play into
yes,
his
no,
delusions.
he fucking does.
Mushu doesn't
No,
fly.
no,
Emily,
no.
yeah. See,
No,
Emily
look
doesn't
it
know
up.
shit
Emily's
about
the
shit.
dude behind the
Look
computer.
it up right now. No, I
He
swear to
doesn't
God,
fly. There is a part where he pretends to be like a bat or something
he floats.
with the help of a
he
cricket.
hovers.
But he doesn't. He literally doesn't, Joe. But he does. But yeah, Mushu doesn't fly. That's because Chinese dragons don't have wings, dummies.
They float.
No, they don't.
You're
Correct. I'm
silly.
correct. I'm correct.
You're so silly. Oh, he's
And
looking
can
a little
he?
too long
Can
to
he
make
barely
me...
spit fire?
Well, at first, but then he learns how to, and then he's like...
Is that true, Emily? Is that true?
By the end.
Does he spit flames?
By the end, he
I don't
gets
think
confidence.
So. No, that's not Mushu's character arc. That's not Mushu's character arc.
Bro,
it's
you're
not.
high.
That character arc would make sense, but that's not what happens in the movie, Joe. Is it?
I'm waiting.
Lights fireworks. That's it.
Yeah, but
That's a big
Like
deal.
a match, though. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like he can only light like a match's
I know, but
worth of fire.
he finally is like brave at the end, and he does that, and he like does what he's supposed to do. The Geico guy could never amount to that.
Joe.
What do you think about selling insurance as
Joseph.
brave?
Joseph. Excuse me?
Excuse you.
You come in here with your big shot, hot sauce attitude.
All right.
Shitting on insurance? Hold on.
No.
I'm schooling
Shut
this
the
fool.
I'm gonna teach you a little thing about a thing. So, Mushu is a legend.
Nobody's denying that.
He was the guardian spirit of Mulan's whole
the
family.
Which is
Guardian
that's mostly a title position.
No, it wasn't. It was not.
They wanted the stone dragon, and he broke the stone dragon
No.
on accident
No,
because he's a klutz.
No, you don't even know. You don't even know how he ended up where he is. You don't even know his origin story.
His origin story.
Do you? Do you? Do you?
How he came to life one day?
No. This ain't fucking
Go ahead, please. The floor is yours.
Frosty, the
Fucking
snowman.
Mickey
Go
Mouse.
ahead.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
He was the protector of the whole family. And then there was a fatal accident one day, and the family blamed Mushu, even though it wasn't his fault.
Probably was.
No, it was not. And they belittled him. But he used to be the protector. He has the ability to do that. But because they clipped his wings. They clipped his wings.
I do remember that.
That never happened in the movie.
No,
so you
th-
don't.
You don't remember that. See, you lost all credibility.
I remember
you
them
have destroyed the
they've talked
integrity of the
about
game.
it in the movie.
Joe-
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Joe, if
I-
you're gonna play, please play by the rules.
Joe.
We may have a difference of opinion, but I expect you when
Wait,
you're sitting
wait,
at
wait.
this table to respect the integrity of the game.
Can I give you one piece of advice, Joe?
What?
You should vote for the Geico Gecko.
I'm not going to vote for the Geico Gecko.
You should.
No.
Because if you vote for Mushu, then our side of the table has no ground to stand on. I cannot.
He's right.
I
He's
can-
right.
I
You
cannot be
gave
on-
away. You sold out
What
your
do you
entire
mean?
side because you lying as you did just then. You
I didn't
denounced-
lie.
you just-
How else did the origin of him come up if it wasn't
Disney
in,
Wiki.
Yeah, obviously.
Bro, I'm telling you, they said it in the intro prologue.
Oh, Emily.
The intro.
There's like a
What intro?
They like
Emily
go into
hasn't
his
said
There's no
backstory.
fucking Star Wars scroll.
Yeah, there
in
is.
They
Mulan.
go into his backstory.
Because remember how the guy has his head off?
Oh.
Yeah, can you like get fucked?
Shit on.
Can you like get fucked?
on.
You get fucked too.
shit
You
on.
fucking just told me you switched sides, you asshole. Get out of here.
That was just for my own sake.
So
I think the Geico takes it because the Geico Gecko. No, that's what I'm saying.
what
The
is he gonna do in
Geico
a
Gecko,
fight?
I think clearly
Is
an absolute
that's what he does in a fight. He hops on.
capitalist, hardcore. Also, what do we know about Australians? They're all criminals. It's an island of criminals. The
That's
Geico
crazy
Gecko's got
that
that
you
shit
just
in his
said that.
blood.
No.
That's crazy.
The Geico Gecko is sneaky a bitch. 110%.
I
Think
disagree.
think
I
about-
can understand why you think that.
No,
Maybe
that's
his
a
public
factual.
persona is
That's
a little bit like
factual.
that, but I'm
That's
telling
factual.
you, behind the scenes, absolutely not.
Think
It's
about-
like Ellen.
You
it's
lived
like
in Florida.
Ellen.
No, you lived in Florida. You should know. If you tried to go near a gecko, that thing is scurrying.
Those are lizards, not geckos.
No,
This is
no,
a gecko.
no.
Those are lizards, not geckos.
No.
Gecko's different. Gecko's different.
No.
They're in the same family though.
So are
So's
dragons,
Moo-
probably
yeah, exactly.
too. Yeah.
So's Mushu.
But he's a dragon. He's got. I mean, the gecko doesn't even have teeth
And he's an ancient dragon.
or claws. Mushu's got both.
I bet you he can fucking pack a punch though.
No.
I bet you the Gecko can
There's-
knock a bitch.
I do not
out.
think he's in
but
good
he
shape.
never actually
Oh,
does
he definitely
any.
is. He definitely is.
He
He
does.
never actually does anything.
No.
All he does
Every
is
time
walk
you
around
see
and
him
fall
do it,
into
yes,
situations.
because every time
He
you
doesn't fall
no,
into
Yes, he
situations.
does.
no,
he doesn't.
Yes, he
that,
does.
I don't know about that either. But every time you see the Gecko doing something in a commercial, the commercial ends with them panning out and him not actually doing something.
Yeah.
He's like on a
He's the
remote
least
controlled
important.
boat that somebody else is driving around. And he's like, "Oh, slow it down, please bring it in, please bring it
Yeah.
in," because he's a bitch.
He is a bitch.
No, he's playing into his strength.
No, he's not.
No, he's
it's
not.
all a money making scheme for him. I'm telling you, the Geico Gecko
Yeah,
is a
but can
stone
you tell me?
cold killer.
Can you tell me?
Okay, well,
how
it would
this
take him
helps?
15 minutes or to save you money on your car insurance. It would take Mushu 15 minutes or less to literally beat the piss
Because
out of the fucking
Mushu's
Geico
feisty,
Gecko.
and Geico
Martin's
Gecko
a
is
bitch.
like Mushu's so feisty,
And
but
fuck
also
JetBlue.
Mushu is feisty, but not only that. Like I don't understand, like what the Geico Gecko would actually do in a fight.
Nothing.
Like,
Yeah,
no.
he would
Punch
put
him.
on some old timey boxing shorts and like brown leather gloves, and he'd think they're gonna tussle, and then he'd get his shit kicked in by Mushu.
He'd put his big ass rings on from all his
Mushu's
commercial money
way
and pop pop.
so much more high energy too,
Yeah.
and confident.
So what?
It's all about stamina.
Confident. I think Mushu's energy comes from his anxiety.
No, it literally is confident.
Yeah,
Says it in
and
his
he's
origin
confident.
story.
All right. I'm still going for the Gecko.
Okay,
Because
well,
you have to.
No, because
Joe.
it's correct.
Joe, you want any last minute switches?
No.
Gecko could win.
No, it's Mushu.
Okay.
No one. The only person who's gonna vote for the Geico Gecko are the people who are like,
Who don't think it through.
Who don't want to get down to business?
and the people who just want to spite me and Matt.
The people who want a girl worth fighting for will
Would
vote
vote
for
for
the
Mushu.
Geico Gecko.
No. Because where was the Geico Gecko?
What do we want?
Where was the Geico Gecko when Mulan was doing all that? Mushu was at least by Mulan's side.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he
That's-
was.
That's what I'm trying to tell you is he wasn't.
No, he was. He just couldn't tell her. He couldn't get her to stop.
Yeah, which again is a failure on his part.
No.
You're acting like the Geico Gecko
Mulan's
never
driven, bro.
fails.
Yeah.
Mulan's fucking driven.
That's what I'm saying.
You think you
Mulan's-
could have stopped Mulan?
No.
Do you think you could have stopped Mulan?
What I'm saying
I
is
guarantee you the Gecko couldn't.
Mushu gets kind of back into the good graces of the ancestors because they give him credit for helping Mulan. He's got nothing to do with Mulan's success. Nothing.
No, I disagree.
Mulan is successful in spite of everyone around her.
You have to believe in the people around you, and Mushu believed in Mulan,
No, he didn't.
but he didn't stop her.
He tried to.
But he didn't succeed.
Yeah, because he couldn't. He
No.
failed at
No.
that.
You're making this
No.
worse for us now.
Are you thinking about taking the Gecko?
You're gonna take the Gecko?
No, because I have integrity. I will still take Mushu. But
You
if I had
think-
any ounce of not integrity, I would go against Joe just to go against Joe.
Yeah, because Matt.
What do we want? The Geico Gecko to win this fight. I'm locking it in. Geico Gecko.
I'll lock
Yeah.
in Mushu with Joe.
It's Mushu.
It's Mushu. Vote on that on Friday on Instagram. Who would win of the week?
Can I also say the last Who Would Win of the week that I was on was another like Disney one. It was Aladdin the Genie, and it was
and Thanos. That was the first time
yep.
you were on back in the Zoom days.
Yep.
Again, easy.
That one ended 50-50.
Yeah, that's a battle.
Yeah, I think that was a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
I watched John Wick last night. I was thinking about him.
Oh, it's
Great
a good
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
I haven't.
I
seen
rented
the,
it just to fall asleep. I just wanted to listen to him murder people. Why?
I haven't
close
seen
my
the
eyes.
second or the third one. I do
What?
want. I gotta
Really?
see them. I know. I gotta see them. I love the first one. First one's good.
They are good.
The third one is
one's
good,
fucking
dude.
really good.
Really?
It's
Third
one's
awesome.
really
It's
good, yeah.
unbelievable.
That's sick. They're making a 5, right? Or
Four,
Are
yeah.
they just gonna stop at the next one?
I don't
or
know.
maybe not.
Yeah.
I thought
think they're
that-
on the Fast and Furious cycle.
They
And
might
people
be.
keep watching them. They'll
But
keep
the
making
quality of those
Of
of
these
John
are
Wick
more
is
than-
much
Four is-
better.
Okay, first of all,
Oh,
let's
boy.
not slander the.
Oh
Fast
my
and
God,
Furious.
I'm not
Last
slander.
time-
We're just saying a fact.
Joe, what's
Another
the most
deadbeat.
recent Fast and Furious movie you've seen?
Oh,
Hobbs and Shaw.
yeah,
What?
Hobbs and Shaw. Because I remember last time I was on the show, we literally talked about Fast and Furious again because
Could you
all
not?
I remember,
Tokyo
yeah,
Drift,
all I
Drift,
remember is
Drift.
the highlight of you going Tokyo Drift, 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 and then that's
like
like
some-
how the fucking highlight reel starts.
Sounds like something I do.
But
Sounds
yeah,
pretty
we
cool.
talked about Hobbs
Tokyo
and
Drift
Shaw.
is like one of my least favorite Fast and Furious movies too.
I think it's like one of the best ones, like one of the best spin-off ones. Like it's
Yeah,
not
it's
a.
still-
I don't think
but-
it's a main one,
but
but I think it's
but
like
it
a good
still
spin-off
kind of
one.
serves the because is it when
It's the
hot,
fourth one.
there's a
right?
lot that no Tokyo Drift is the
Drift is-
third movie.
No,
It is
it's the
third?
second one that comes out. that came
No,
out.
No,
it's
I
not
think
the
there's
second
I
one.
think there's a second. Fast
No,
and
no,
Furious.
they
Oh,
did
'cause
Fast
there's
Furious
Too Fast,
1,
Too
Too Fast, Too Furious,
Right.
and then it was either Tokyo Drift or the third one and then Tokyo Drift. But now I'm thinking that it was Tokyo Drift
Yeah, I'm
after
pretty
Too
sure.
Fast, Too Furious.
Drift. Tokyo.
They did such a good job on the aesthetic of that movie. I think that's why that movie is
Because
like,
it
so
very like
beloved.
90s, 2000
Like-
Big
Japan.
time.
Like
Yeah,
big
like
time.
they did a really good job, and also like the not the main character, but what's the guy's name? The dude who I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't
Oh.
seen.
you don't want to spoil Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
The guy who dies,
Paul
Han.
Walker.
Han.
No, Han.
No,
Oh.
Han.
Yeah.
He was just like super cool.
But
Like,
he's not actually dead.
No, he's not actually dead.
But he does die.
He does, but then he comes back.
Just like Ted in the movie Ted. You guys have never seen Ted, either of you?
I haven't seen it.
What's Ted?
With
Oh
the
my
teddy
God.
bear movie.
Oh,
with Mark
yeah, I've seen
Wahlberg.
that movie.
Yeah, Ted dies.
Yeah, because he gets ripped on
Ted
his
Yeah,
is
but
dead.
that's
doesn't he
Ted
come
2.
back?
No, that's the first Ted.
I thought
When
he comes
on
back.
the wall on the
Yeah, in
green
the- in
monster,
the-
the green
yeah, yeah,
giant.
yeah,
What's
he
it called?
died.
But then he
Yeah, Green
comes back
Monster.
in Ted 2, right?
Well, he
No,
comes
oh my
back in
God.
Ted 1.
Yeah, they say at the end of Ted 1, he
Oh.
comes back to life through magic.
Yeah,
Through Mila Kunis.
We love that.
Mila
Yeah.
Kunis
Mila
saves him.
she'd bring me back to life too.
Macaulay Culkin's ex-wife, Mila Kunis.
Yeah, fun fact.
Wait, really?
Dude,
That's
you know
great.
she and Ashton Kutcher, like, they don't shower, or like they don't make
What?
their kids take baths or anything.
I've heard a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, it is.
with-
I
No,
saw
they
her.
said
I
that.
saw her in an interview the other day.
Yeah,
she
I've heard
looked
a lot
pretty
of-
clean.
I've
Yeah,
heard a
she
lot
does
of
look clean,
interviews
but-
with her and Ashton.
They
and
just pee on each other.
they have like
If that's what gets you where you want to go.
they just have like a really interesting like
Figures what all
lifestyle. I
celebrities
feel
do.
like.
That Ashton Kutcher, I do like that guy. His
Yeah.
Hot Ones episode is good.
Punked.
Punked. I've never seen a single second of Punked.
No.
No
actually.
way.
I don't
Yeah.
think I have
Really?
either.
I never
Oh,
watched it.
what? Damn.
You know what?
A
I don't
joke.
like pranks.
Pranks are funny.
I don't.
You know, what
I
about
like,
Impractical
so do you not
Jokers?
like? Do you not like?
I like jackass pranks. Impractical
Yeah,
Jokers, some
that-
of them
those
I
are
like.
pranks. I thought you.
What about?
liked
Did we talk
Impractical
about this on the
Jokers a lot.
podcast? That video of Eric Andre with them.
Oh yeah. What about the
Oh,
Eric
yeah, we
Andre?
did
What
talk
about
about
the
that.
Eric Andre movie? That's
That's
like a prank
true.
movie.
I guess.
And that movie's
I
great.
guess so. Yeah, that movie
All
was
right.
excellent. and
Ready?
It's very funny.
Joe, I have to leave. So, what are your closing remarks?
Oh wow,
Two people.
we're ending.
Gotta go.
Damn. I don't know. Follow me on. I don't have anything to plug, so follow me on Instagram.
If you're ever in New York,
Joseph
swing by
Dorato.
Joey Hardball's place.
Yeah.
He'll take you to the
I'm in
bazaar.
New York doing photography and magic sometimes. So if you wanna do something.
Tell
there.
him Joey Hardball sent you.
Yeah, tell him. Yo, next time you visit the city, ask for Joey Hardball. They'll send you my way.
They'll point you in the right
Just
direction.
get off the bus,
Oh,
and the
Joey!
first person you
Just
see.
look for the Miller High Lifes, and you'll find me.
Follow the trail of dead rats and Miller High Lifes.
Dude, I've seen so many dead rats. Anyways,
That's the way it goes.
yeah,
That's the way it goes.
it's pretty crazy.
Joey on the street. Joey on
and
the street.
cockroaches, man. Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
cockroaches, not a fan. I've lived with rats. I don't really want to ever live with cockroaches.
I think I prefer cockroaches over rats. If I had to
I
pick
think
one.
I might too.
If I had to pick
No.
one to destroy forever, like Thanos
It
snap
couldn't
one
be
away.
cockroaches.
If I had to Thanos snap one away, I'd Thanos snap rats.
If a nuclear bomb can't kill cockroaches, you think a Thanos snap can?
Yeah. Who would win of the week?
That was the that was the problem. I mean, like in Avengers, that was the issue, was that half the human population disappeared, but
Right.
there were still equally as many cockroaches. Then there was all that garbage, remember? And then
There was a whole cockroach city.
where do you think Ant-Man was for all those years?
In where?
In Endgame?
Oh, what?
It's like a one line, or it's like, you know when they're doing like the hologram thing with Black
yeah,
Widow.
yeah.
Somebody says like, got to get back to San Francisco because the cockroaches have like take. It's like a one-off.
Are you
like,
being
line
serious?
Or something
That's
like
crazy.
that. Yeah.
Damn, that's
In there.
cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Damn,
Yeah, I know you got to go.
that went by quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It
what
was fun
happens.
though. You know,
Time
Flies,
flies
so
when
I'm
you're-
glad you could come and do this.
Hell
today,
yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
Holidays.
I'm happy you're here.
I'll be back. I'll
I
be
know
back.
you're,
You know,
you're a city fella.
I'll be back when you. I'm like Spider-Man. I'm there when you need me. And I'll
Friendly,
be here.
Alright.
Your
Seems-
friendly neighborhood Joey Hardball.
Is this the most the guest has ever been on the show?
No.
3 times.
No.
We've had
I'm
that
trying to
one
think how
guy
many
like
times.
7 or 8.
You've had someone.
Mandela's been on a
Times.
bunch,
Mm.
but I would have to go back
Damn.
and recount
Well,
how many he's done it.
best guest though. And on that note,
We'll let the people decide. again.
we'll
the people
see
will
you
Decide.
At the movies.
at the movies. That's
I mean,
not-
that was a really good closing line.
I forgot
That was
I forgot that was
Yeah.
actually the closing
Yeah.
line.
Say,
of
all
it.
right,
We'll see you next week at the movies.
Andy, I love you.
I love you too. Thanks a lot, Joe. Thanks everybody. Let's get out of here.
Hey, you guys.